Yes. So if anybody has any challenges right now, throw them out. If you don't,
Yes.
I got a thought on what we can
Oh,
tackle
sweet.
today too. So
Yeah.
what do y'all, are any of you guys getting objections or having challenges in your real estate business right now that you could use a little brainstorming around? It's just easy peasy, right? Everybody's nailing it. Okay, I'm going to jump into a topic which we're going to cover more in depth next week. But if you guys think of anything, any challenges come up as we're having this discussion, just let me know and we can pivot to that. Um, you guys know I'm a data nerd, and I have started diving into Chat GPT. And you guys, it's insane. It is insane some of the things that you can do with Chat GPT. And so I wanted to talk to you guys, and I guess first of all, I would love whether you give me emojis or unmute and say whatever. How many of you guys are using Chat GPT on a regular basis in your business?
Yeah. I mean, yes, for like I've used it every time writing listings, but now we're going through the RPR training. I'll be using it regularly for writing scripts, posting social media, doing videos. It's amazing.
Yes. How many of you guys have like a standard prompt that you use for Chat GPT? Like maybe the beginning part of a prompt? And how many of you are just kind of like throw information in there and say, just give me this back?
I have some prompts that that I've saved that I use, whether it's from a training I've gone to or on Instagram. There's a million people sharing amazing prompts all the time. I steal a lot from there.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
don't know if I have a standard one, but I do know that one thing I have learned is when you do a chat GPT that you want to start along the lines of something. So I spent about 15 minutes one day with chat GPT and created about 7 video courses, outlines, complete, some with scripts. And you really got to start with what I did is I started with ACT as a video content creator for a real estate agent. So I kind of set it up to this is how I want you to perform, and then I gave it the prompt after that.
yep.
So telling it how to act, kind of giving it that lead in, I think is has really helped rather than just saying, "Oh, create a video course for for sale by owners," because you don't get a lot of good stuff back that way.
Yes. So let's roll with that because I think that ties in perfectly. So first, there is like if you are on the top right-hand side of Chat GPT and you click on, there's like a little, mine has a diamond because we're on enterprise, but like you'll have something, a circle up in the top. And if you click on that, the thing that everybody should do today, if you haven't already, is customize your Chat GPT. So you give it a name, you tell it exactly what you do, you tell it what traits you want to have. So I have things in there like I want my responses to be neutral in tone, fairly formal, leaning more towards polite than insulting. This is for my broker side of things. For my real estate side of things, it's going to say, that I have a dry sense of humor. I'm very punny. I'm going to have things about me, right? So you are training that from the beginning to have your personality, and the output is going to be more like you. So this was huge for me within like the last, I don't know, month or two. I just discovered this. And before, when I was putting in my prompts and asking Chat GPT for things, I kept having to do like I didn't like the output, and I'd be like, try again and give it a little bit more feedback. And I'd be spending like I probably do try again like 10 times before it gave me anything that was even relatively close to what I liked. By training it and just putting that information simply into the custom Chat GPT about me, it sounds so much more like me and so much more relevant to my business and the output that I want. So that's your tip one. If you guys haven't done that, absolutely get in there and do that if you're using Chat GPT. Tip two is if you use the pro version, you can actually build out some GPTs, some custom GPTs. So you'll go in there in that same top right corner and it'll say my GPTs and you can build out GPTs. So it could be as simple as if you use Chat GPT to do your social media creation, it could be as simple as building out and just telling it, I want to build it's essentially like building a bot that kind of starts that conversation. So I want you to pretend that you're a social media marketer. I like to post content about real estate. I am trying to market towards buyers and sellers. You could add in things like, if there's content creators, if there's books you've read, those kind of things, you can say, use some of the methods from exactly what to say for real estate agents or whatever, right? Give it that prompt and then save that. And then when you go, it'll save on the left side of your screen and you pull that up and now you've got your social media prompt. And all you have to do instead of giving it that initial prompt you always give it is say, want to do a post about the current market statistics. Here's the data. And you kind of can just enter in your highlighted bulleted points and then boom, it gives you your post. For videos, you could do the exact same thing. I need a video script regarding for sale by owners. This is the pain point that I'm going to address. So you built out a custom chat about what kind of the overarching, I need video scripts based on this. I like to use feedback and content from Chris Voss or Never Split the Difference or exactly what to say for real estate agents, or you can put in a link to a website, any of that. Give it the content that you want it to always run against. And then when you get in there and you're like, okay, I want to do a video about for sale by owners. Now you're typing in, I need a 30-second reel script for sale by owners with a pain point around, I don't want to pay your commission. And then it will give you that. So by building these custom GPTs, it just saves you one step of always having to type out, act like a social media marketer or act like a marketing specialist and da 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 da. It saves that step so you can just go right in. And then the other thing, if you guys aren't using it too, you can click the voice and you can have a conversation with Chat GPT back and forth. So you can do this in your car if you're like me and you're always on the go, you could do it in your car and be like, I need a script for blah, 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 have that conversation back and forth without having to type or anything. And then it's ready for you when you get back into the office and you're ready to put in your script into your recording. Have any of you guys used custom GPTs where you build out that prompt as something that's just always there that you could click on and start with?
I'm not subscribing yet, but I plan to do that as soon as I get to that point.
Yeah, it's huge. I have been playing around with things on the broker side in terms of taking like flow charts and processes and building them into like a question and answer, like kind of frequently asked question type thing for our agents so they can quickly get the answer that they need. We're beta testing a few things that'll be really cool with scripting and role play and different things. So there's a whole potential there. If you guys have an idea, if there's something where you're like, this is a process that takes me a long time to come up with in terms of like research, generating ideas, those kind of things. Setting up those custom chats can be huge. And just having a conversation, like the conversational piece with Chat GPT is kind of fun because you go back and forth and for me, like speaking things out loud helps me come up with more ideas. Have you guys ever been in a brainstorming session where you're just talking back and forth and kind of shooting ideas back and forth with someone, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Ooh, I got it." You're essentially using Chat GPT to help you do that and brainstorm and come up with what you need. So you don't even have to have the perfect prompts. It's just being open to having that conversation and, playing back and forth. And when it's not exactly how you like it, say, hey, I don't like this part, but I like this part. Try to tweak it this way and just going back and forth. Is anybody else using Chat GPT for video scripts?
I've asked it before. Romeo, you go ahead. You share.
Yeah, so all of my I mean, I post plenty of videos on social media, and so yeah, I always throw a prompt in there. This year I actually had it create a like a yearly posting schedule. Told it how many times I wanted to post, the topics, and just had it put it into the topics, and I had that put into a graph or a table. And so like whenever I'm making my videos, it's listed out, January, February, like day to day. So I go in there and know the topic, and then once I have the topic, I just go back into Chat GBT, tell it, make a script for this topic. And yeah, and then I run with that. So yeah, almost everything all the videos I do with the scripts. Yeah, I use ChatGPT heavily.
Yeah, if you guys don't follow Ramil, go check him out because he's been nailing it on the consistency with videos. And I'm assuming this is a tool that's helped you really be able to be consistent.
Yep.
I was playing around with it, yeah, like yesterday, because we had just talked about it the other day. And like Ramil, I said, plan out a 30-day plan for Reels. Give me a good engaging hook, give me a caption, give me an idea of the reel, and lay it out in a grid like Monday through Friday, like a calendar. And it literally built the entire calendar. Like, okay, February 1st, do this. This is what's going to talk about. This is how you need to set up the video. Here's your script. It kind of blew me away that it got that detailed. Like, it kind of eliminates having to think about any of it, which is always my biggest struggle when it comes to anything social media wise. Is like, what should I post today? Well, it just spit out all of it for me, down to how to set up your camera and angles and all the things. And I was like, dang, this is wild. It literally can serve any purpose. Y'all, it made my menu for my grocery planning menu this week. It's you can use this for anything and everything, and takes all the guesswork out.
Yeah, this is totally not real estate related, but just to show you how crazy you can get. My husband and I are following a macros plan, trying to get more protein in. And so I went in and said, hey, I need a meal ideas for 5 days. And I put all my macros in. This is how many protein, carbs, whatever I could have. This is what my husband can have. This is what we have in our refrigerator right now. Try to use this, but also give me things like I need to go to the grocery store. And so then it spit out a whole list of recipes for me. And then I went back and said, now make my grocery list. And it cross-referenced with what I had already and told me exactly what I needed to buy. And then I said, now give me recipes for that meal planning. And it gave me the recipes. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been spending hours trying to figure out how to balance this all out. And I even went back to it a couple times. I'm like, oh, whoops, my husband doesn't like Brussels sprouts. I do. So take his off. And it adjusted all of that. So that was wild. But if you guys want an easy way to make videos, if you're kind of hesitant, you don't feel that confidence in having videos, build out your scripts like we've talked about through Chat GPT, and then pay a little bit of money and get the captions app. You can drop your transcript into the captions app and read your transcript while you're doing your video. And it makes your eyes move where they need to be too. So if you wanted your transcript off to the left or right or whatever and not actually seeing it on the screen, it'll move your eyes. But I just put it right on my phone screen, read the captions as I'm going through. It's a teleprompter. And then it records it. It's got your captions that all come up, and boom, you're done with your video. So you could go into Chat GPT, ask it for your video script, stick it into a teleprompter, turn on your camera, or get your camera going, start recording, and have your video in 30 minutes or less without having to put a whole lot of thought into it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I used to do it through Chat GPT, but that went away and hasn't come back yet. It's part of the TikTok. I don't know, TikTok
through
back
CapCut?
yeah. And I made the mistake of like unloading my app from my phone, thinking if I unloaded it and reloaded it, dumbest thought ever, because now they don't offer it in the Apple Store. So I've been using captions. What not to call you out again, Ramil, but what apps do you use for your recording?
Yeah, so I record on my phone, just my iPhone camera, just because I like the settings I have on there as far as like the aesthetic I'm going for. And then I never record a video like full length, so I chop it up. So I do multiple videos. So I put it in. I was using CapCut for a while, doing the captions, everything. Then I found the captions app. I don't remember who told me about it. Um, but so I recently got paid for captions app, which is huge. Um, so now I use CapCut to cut up my videos just because I know how to do it quickly. I think you can do it in captions, but it's just so much easier and faster for me to do it in CapCut. So I do it in CapCut, make it one full video, and then I throw it into captions um, to do the rest, to do the captions that I want and the effects and everything like that.
Perfect. Thank you. Alan, what are you doing? I know you're doing a lot of videos. Are you using any software or apps or anything with yours?
Yeah, I have OBS because I'm doing this all on a desktop, so I have a webcam, microphone, and all that. So it's more studio, not meant to be like Ramil's videos, which are profile size, quick and easy. This is more training videos, so that's what I'm planning on doing. Then I'll be using my phone also. OBS is a pretty popular streaming app for streamers.
Yeah.
So it's what I was using when I got on the call as a virtual camera, but it locked up, so I had to go straight to the the webcam. So I have issues with that still, but yeah, no, it works pretty good.
Yeah, and that's a good point. You're going to use different software, different apps for depending on what your end goal is. If you're doing reels, shorts, more shorter form video, some of the tools that Ramil and I mentioned are great. But if you're doing longer form video, YouTube type content, things that are compatible with your desktop or your MacBook are going to be huge. It's really hard to find something that works for both of them. There's usually going to be a little bit of software differences. Yay.
I feel like, and this is probably 100% just me because you all know, because I've talked about it before, that social media is my least favorite thing and I don't like doing it. And it's just like the bane of my existence, that thorn in my side. I feel like all of these things are just really removing every possible excuse that I can come up with to
Yep.
get on here and do it. So it's literally just me. Like it's just me and something I've got to work out with myself. But if it's also something you struggle with, man, how much simpler can it get other than someone just doing it for you? But all of these tools that we have access to make it to where there's really no reason other than your own what's in your brain. Again, preaching it myself. There's really no reason to not be doing it at a really high level because it makes it so easy.
Yeah, there's so many AI tools, different AI software out there. I've been playing around with Hey Gen as well, and some of the avatars on captions. So if you don't want to record video, like face to face, you want to have like a talking avatar, there's ways to do that too. I mean, caution, right? You need to build authenticity. You need to build those relationships with people. And if they don't see your face and, like my avatar doesn't go like this with their hands and I do all the time, right? People are going to sense that. So I think you have to figure out when to use it, but there's so many options for different AI type generated videos and video content that the big thing is just get started. Social media is something we have to use in our business. We don't want to be influencers, but the reality is, as real estate agents, as small business owners, we are influencing others. And so we have to put out content and show that we are the experts in our arena.
Yep. Got 1 minute left. Any thoughts, questions, comments around that or anything else before we go? It's quiet today.
We're gonna continue the AI conversation on Wednesday for Workshop Wednesday. We have some actual prompts we're gonna give you guys that you can use in your business. So that'll be Wednesday. And then of course Matt will be back on Monday for Mindset Monday.
See you all for Mindset Monday. Y'all have an amazing weekend.
Thanks. You too.